Hey, this is John from Paddle Monster, and I just want to say hello this week. We got a really cool newsletter going out. You'll see in here we've got an article for everybody on strength and how to properly use it in paddling from Larry. Um, so many of us would do so much strength and training on the off season, then we get to the summer and we're like just trying to power through everything. And this is a great article on why that's not such a good idea. That you weren't building strength just so that you could pull as hard as you possibly can on every stroke, but that it's all about efficiency. Article's awesome. For those of you who are members, we've got another article on training energy systems. It gets in a pretty deep dive on energy systems and how to understand those. We've got our classifieds this week, another starboard race board, carbon wood dugout 14, got a Nello 540L, Infinity Blackfish, and some all-around cruisers. But always great listing boards on Paddle Monster because you're selling to paddlers and they know what they're getting and they know what they're buying. So it's not like you're on Facebook and you have to have 50 people say, is this still available? And they kick the tires and stuff. Total pain in the ass. We have the Ohio River Paddle Fest is coming up. The Eastern Canada SUP Championships are coming up, and so many more. Definitely check out our calendar. Get on our calendar if you're not on it. We have also one of our paddlers in our community, Bernadette, is needing a little help. So we've got a GoFundMe page link in there for her this week. We had Andrews in last week. If there's anybody that needs a hand, tag me on it, and I'll try and get them in the newsletter. And finally, this newsletter is sponsored by the Key West Paddle Classic. This is their 18th and final year. I think it's time to get the band back together. Head down to Key West September 28th. It is going to be a really good time. Key West is just amazing. You get on bikes, and you just go everywhere. There's great food. It's fun. There's ice cream for kids, which you kind of need, and the course is amazing. Super challenging. It's a loop course. It's always windy, but it's always a blast. So, and their charity is the Special Olympics of South Florida, and the volunteers. It's just an amazing event every year. So, hope you guys have a chance to get down there and do that. So then, my whole thing that I wanted to kind of touch on was last week's Round the Cape Challenge, and I have a series of articles coming up about that because a lot of stuff happened. We had first of all, I trained with my daughter who's 12, turning 13, so this was her first big race, and it was amazing. Like we respected the distance, we trained in conditions, we had our nutrition down, we all of our logistics, our pre-race checklist, our race day checklist, our post-race checklist, we went through everything. We had a blast. So I'll be writing about that. But what was interesting is they had a weather situation where they had to actually, for safety reasons with small craft warnings, change the course at the last minute. So how they handled that and that whole process is another article that's coming up, because I know a lot of you race directors, you get to the day and you're like, oh my God, did we reverse this? Are the tides wrong? Or we have thunderstorms coming in. You're like, what kind of things do you do? And in general, I mean, safety always prevails, so you have to do what's safe for the event and the people, because if they're not safe, they're not having fun. And they're definitely not having fun if they're not safe. I've been in that situation a few times with our races, races that I've been a race director in, and it's kind of difficult. So we'll go through those things. The one thing that I do want to say about that race that was kind of amazing is it has to be the biggest prone race on the East Coast, and the community of prone paddlers just always blows my mind, because you have all these groups, or not even cliques anymore, but just like people that are doing similar things that relate on that level. And outrigger paddling, obviously big Ohana feel, big family feel. The sup paddlers, a lot of stoke and people getting out there and finding their new running, and there's a lot of excitement around that. Surf ski seems to be a little bit more hardcore and maybe a little more data, a little more technique, and they're definitely a close knit community with really good gear. And then you have prone, and these are like kind of the soul surfing sufferers. And to see them all together, and to see some of the younger competitors, there was a 14-year-old that did the race. She crushed it. And just the mixture of ocean rescue and first responders and veterans and dad bods like mine and other stuff, just like going out there and doing it, raising money for charity. In this case, for people who are dealing with spinal injuries, pretty amazing. So anyway, I just want to say that it's just an amazing event, and I hope you all get a chance to like pick a target, pick an event, meet up with friends, take family, and just go enjoy a new place around this activity, because paddling is kind of magical. And if it's just you use it as an excuse to get out of town and go and find somewhere new and challenge yourself, it's awesome. Again, we go to these races and there might be 120 people and one person's going to win. So the rest of us are in there for just trying to do the best that we can and find the best paddle versions of ourselves, and spend that time really kind of being out there sharing a struggle with other people that you really like. So I hope you all find that. So enjoy the newsletter. Thanks for your support. Site's still growing. Traffic's growing. Social media is growing. It's been really great. It's been a nice bounce, and we're really enjoying it. We're trying to make improvements. So all your support helps us make more improvements, and hopefully that will continue to skyrocket. Anyway, have a happy and safe weekend. Reach out to those people that you love that are struggling in our community, and take care.